In this video, we're going to set up customers and suppliers. To get started, tap the three bars in the top left corner on the home page. This will open the menu. From there, select Contact from the list. You'll see two tabs, one for the customer list and one for the vendor list. We've already added one customer under Customer. Remember when we set up the loan record for EPP Seeds? Now let's add a new customer. When adding customers, you can enter individual customers one by one. Let's say I have a regular customer named Mary Sakala. She's associated with the EP Harvest Foods Limited income source. Let me show you how it's done. Tap the ++ and choose Add Customer. The first thing we'll do is add Mary's name. I'll type Mary Sakala. Next, I'll select the income source, which in this case is EP Harvest Foods Limited. This keeps everything nice and organized. For the contact type, I'll select Business because this is a business relationship. Now the address is optional, but it's always a good idea to add it, especially if the customer is tied to loans or any important transactions. So I'll add her phone number. That's done. I'll skip the email for now, and for the state, I'll enter Nairobi. The city will be Nairobi as well. For the street, I'll type Westlands Road. The postal code for this address is 00100. Once everything looks good, I'll hit Save. And there we go. That's how you set up a customer in the app. Now, let's say we want to add a group of customers who walk in randomly. You can call them walk-in customers, random customers, or even customers taking inputs. It's totally up to what makes sense for your business. To set these customers up, let's go ahead and tap the ++ again and choose Add Customer. Instead of adding a specific individual, we're going to group these customers under a name like walk-in customers. This will help you track multiple customers who aren't regulars but still need to be recorded for future reference. So I'll type walk-in customers as the name. Now, for the income source, it's important to decide if you want to keep walk-in customers separate by income source or just group them under one business. It's all about what works for you. Since I want to track them separately, I'll select Pure Maisie Diary Enterprises. This helps me keep track of customers related to that particular business activity. For the contact type, we'll stick with business, since these transactions are related to business activities. Now, for the address and other details, since we're dealing with a group of customers, you don't need to fill in everything. However, it's still good practice to add any available contact info. I'll leave the phone number, email, and other fields blank, since they're not always necessary for this type of customer. Once I've filled in what I can, I'll hit Save. And just like that, this group is added to my customer list. And that's how easy it is to aggregate multiple customers under a name like walk-in customers. It's a simple and effective way to track a variety of random transactions or inputs. Now let's move on to setting up a vendor. If you remember, we've already added two vendors, G Garden and Solar Rent to Own, when we set up the loan taken records. See how important it is to keep track of everything? With regular recording in Finbit, we can always come back and check any details at any time. Alright, let's add a new vendor now. Tap the plus button again and select Add Vendor. Just like we did with customers, the first step is to enter the vendor's name. Then, we'll link the vendor to the income source related to that business. For example, let's say our new vendor is Fresh Produce Supplies. After typing the vendor's name, I'll select Green Grow Agri Supplies as the income source. This helps us keep the vendor connected to the right business activity. Next, we'll choose the contact type. And since this is a business relationship, we'll select Business here as well. Then you can add the vendor's contact details, again optional, but it's always helpful. But I'll leave the email blank for now since it's not necessary. If you have an address or any other contact info, it's good to add that here too. Once everything looks good, just hit Save, and now this vendor is added to your vendor list. And there we go. Just like with customers, adding vendors in Finbit is a simple process. By setting them up properly, you'll have an easy time tracking your business relationships and transactions. Next, let's talk about aggregating random vendors. Now let's say you have multiple vendors who supply products or services occasionally, and you don't need to track them individually. Instead of adding each one separately, you can group them under a general name, like random vendors or input vendors. This is especially useful when buying from different sources without needing specific records for each vendor. For example, if you purchase small inputs from multiple suppliers at a market, instead of entering every vendor's name, you can label them input vendors and track all those transactions under one name. To set this up, tap the ++ button and choose Add Vendor. For the name, I'll type Random Vendors. Then, I'll select the income source they're related to. If these vendors mainly supply farming-related products, I'll choose Pure Maisie Dairy Enterprises. Next, under Contact Type, I'll select Business, because these are still professional transactions. Since this is a general group, I'll leave most contact details blank. However, if there's a shared phone number or a common supplier address, I can enter that here. Once everything is set, I'll hit Save. And now, random vendors are added to my vendor list. This makes it super easy to track expenses without cluttering my records with too many individual vendor names. And that's it. Whether you're adding specific vendors or grouping them under a general label, Finbit makes it simple to manage your suppliers efficiently. See you again soon.